The art of telling a story in video games has come a long way. While true, many games still use the hero needs to get to point A, find MacGuffin X to get to point B and kill bad guy Z template, but then there are games that try to be a little bit more about telling a story or a tale and a little less about, well, gameplay. Most of which are done by indie game developers, games like Dear Esther, and the game of this review that I'm about to do, 30 Flights of Lovin'. Yep, that's the name. Say it with me now. 30 Flights of Lovin'. Doesn't the title just pique your curiosity? So many questions rise just from thinking about the title of a game way before you even play it. Why 30 flights? Are the flights made of loving, or are we loving the flights? What's the 30th flight? Well, this is probably because it's by Blendo Games, whose last game was a freeware game by the same style of 30 Flights called Gravity Bone. See? That title does the same thing to you. Starting to see a trend here? Actually, 30 Flights is the 7th game in the developer's Citizen Able series. And no, I have no idea what Citizen Able means, so let's move on to the game, shall we? The art style of the game is very stylized. All the people in the game are blocky, almost paper-like, with large square heads. Areas are full of color, with purposeful, low-res textures. Everything moves in a slightly puppet-like way, as if it's floating or like in a dream. And there's no spoken dialogue in the game. All story elements are told or interpreted visually. And remember how I talked about the art of telling a story in a video game? Well, 30 Flights takes the art of that statement and runs with it into the sun. Or at least runs with it for 13 or 15 odd minutes. That's right, it's not a very long game at all, but then again, it's okay with that if you are. In fact, the story is so short, I could probably play the whole game for you within this review, so forgive me for looping footage of parts that I feel will not spoil anything for those who have not played it yet. After all, it's trying to tell you a story. Only in this case, it takes you one step further and wants you to participate within the story. True, there's nothing you can do to change the outcome of what's going to happen within the game's story. It's more about the ride and the pace you get there and how you interpret the events happening around you. So the problem comes out of how to recommend this game, or if I can even call it a game, or more of a well-told interactive story. Even if you get around 4 or so playthroughs of the game, one time to experience the game, second time to try and interpret the story better, third time playing with a developer commentary on, and maybe a fourth to see how fast you can blow through the game, I would say it's still worth the price of admission. In fact, the best way to think of it is you're paying $5 for a good interactive TV show or movie. Plus, the money is going to an indie developer, so I don't see that a waste, even if you do find that it's not your cup of tea. Oh, and remember the game that came out before this game called Gravity Bone? It comes with the game also. Isn't that nice? A freeware game being included with a game you pay money for? Granted, Gravity Bone will give you about another 15 minutes worth of play or so, so between the two games, that makes it around about a half hour of play. Overall, it has an interesting story, with a fascinating art style for a fascinating game. One that I would highly recommend to anyone who's looking to be pulled into a game story like a good book pulls you in and makes you wish that you were part of the world you are reading. 30 Flights of Loving gets you that much closer to that reality. And for only $5, you can't really go wrong. Thanks for watching my indie review of 30 Flights of Loving. If you like this video, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps get my videos out there for other people to enjoy, puts a big smile on my face, and lets me know I'm doing my job by entertaining you. Until next time, game fans, keep playing, and thanks for watching.